We got more clips from minicamp, and today we're going to be looking at the Cleveland Browns and getting another look at Deshaun Watson. I got a ton of clips. We're going to look at his final days of minicamp, plus all the other ones. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're going hard in the paint. We're looking at the rookies every single day this offseason, from rookie camp, the OTAs and minicamp to training camp, everything in between, your favorite players, what they're doing behind the scenes at practice. Click that button. Stop missing out. Today, we are looking at Deshaun Watson. I say about the first 2 minutes are fresh clips. After that, I'm covering everything that I got. I got about 10 minutes of clips here. The Cleveland Browns do a very good job allowing their media members to get clips for us, so kudos to them. So we're going to drop this. We're going to look at him right now. Throw the ball around. Good clips, bad clips, everything's here. A little pass break up there. Cinematic clip there from the Cleveland Browns. Looking solid. Little David Bell right there. I like David Bell a lot. He's got good ball skills at the catch point. He's nasty at the catch point. Very productive at Purdue. On the back end of the roster of the depth chart there at the wide receiver spot, just a good talent to have. I don't know if that got brought in or not. More pitch and catch to David Bell. There's another one. Oh, there's the Chief. There's the Chief. I like David Njoku a lot. I like him a lot. He showed a lot of heart last year, especially when he had those burns on him and still playing. He's got tremendous size-adjusted athleticism. One of the most athletic tight ends in the league. I really hope he just gets peppered with targets this year. I like him a lot. There's more David Bell. There's more David Bell. He's a very good role player for this team. If something happens to any of the core wide receivers, they got some good wide receivers on the back end of the roster. I've said this many times before. Cedric Tillman, a good prospect. Good size on him. Good athleticism. Had a good run at Tennessee that year before his final year there, where he was very productive. He's got a lot of upside. Good ball skills. Strong enough to catch. Of course, David Bell. Good ball skills. Did not fare well at the combine. Doesn't matter anymore. You got to roll here with the Browns, and you could be getting some opportunity here and there. And then you picked up Amari Thrash this year in the draft. You got other wide receivers. I'm not sleeping on you. But Amari Thrash, I always just want to talk about the players that come to mind. But he's got a lot of speed off the release. He's very assertive. He's very quick. Very quick, fast off the release and breaking off routes. Good after the catch. You look at all those depth pieces there on the back end of the roster of their wide receiver depth chart. They're all talented in their own ways, and they're all different. You got a bigger wide receiver. You got a wide receiver in David Bell. That's strong at the catch point. The bigger wide receiver I was referencing was Cedric Tillman. Amari Thrash, separator, quick, fast, after the catch, everything. Deshaun Watson here in the clips is letting it rip. So in the beginning of minicamp and OTAs, they put him on a pitch count. Mostly beginning of OTAs. They allowed that to ramp it up. We saw it in the last couple practices, him throwing 50-yarders. Him pushing it downfield. He's going to be good for training camp. He's going to be full go. Injury's not an issue. This is the proof, really. He's slinging rockets all over the field. Elijah Moore, a big get for this team. He's never going to be like that alpha wide receiver. You're never going to get that out of him, but he's a very good complementary wide receiver in the slot. You can move him around. Last year, they were working hard getting him carries out of the backfield. Elijah Moore's got good speed. Very productive out of Ole Miss, too. Holds his own. Looked good with the Jets his first year there. And then it just didn't materialize, but we go to Cleveland. We had some games last year where we had a 20+% target share, which is very solid. Amari Cooper, though. That veteran wide receiver who's always going to be there. Very underrated career. Very underrated career. You're talking about a generational talent where the career did not go expected, but he was still very, very productive and still very good. And a player that if you don't know ball and you haven't been paying attention, he'd slip your mind. But he's so good on the field. So good. When he's out there, it's a different game. They picked up Jerry Jeudy. Creates separation, good hands. We know about Jerry Jeudy. He's a good addition, especially on the outside. Elijah Moore on the inside. Amari Cooper, them creating separation. Then you had all those depth pieces on the back end of the wide receiver depth chart. And then you got Deshaun Watson. What do we think about Deshaun Watson? He's a good quarterback. We can go to advanced metrics. We can go to his timeline in Houston. Some plays here at Cleveland. Cleveland has been a downturn for him. However, he's still a good quarterback. It's just we got to step it up. we got to start hitting our potential. The ball's getting out there live, too. You just saw that one to Elijah Moore getting out there. We got to start hitting our potential. That's tremendous upside. This team's too good. This team's too good from the top to the bottom on both sides of the ball for him not to do so. And they showed their hand with Jameis Winston. One, if he gets hurt again or if an injury happens, they're good with a good veteran quarterback that can push the ball downfield. And also, too, if he's not playing up to par, they got a good veteran quarterback. What I like about Jameis Winston here is you got a veteran quarterback here that's been around. When he approaches the line of scrimmage for his pre-snap read, he's very confident where he wants to go to ball. And now you got the pieces at the wide receiver spot for when your backup veteran comes in. We'll create that separation, get it done for you. So he's even more confident. He's also aggressive. He's very confident in his arm. He'll push it downfield. You talk to a lot of Tampa Bay and New Orleans Saint fans, they'll say, hey, he's better than what you saw with those teams. He's better. There was moments there he showed that he was better than what you think. If you watched every game play by play, he's better than what you think. We saw that in the comments when we talked about Jameis Winston, when we talked about Deshaun Watson. I believe so too. And the fact is, when you've got a team built like this, you got to get a quarterback like that on the back end. One, it helps harness the energy. It helps harness Deshaun Watson a little bit. He's talking him up in the press, saying he's looking good, looking confident. And then you got that veteran energy there to help coach a little bit, help talk him up. He's saying good things in the media too about Deshaun Watson, which means that there's not animosity there. Like we've seen that with other quarterbacks back in the day on teams. So really building a chemistry, really being a team back there. From what we're seeing, don't know for sure, but we got a good gauge on Jameis Winston. He's pretty one in himself. Deshaun Watson, he's got all the tools. He's got the accuracy and flip the ball downfield. He can push it. He can be successful in this league because we've seen it. He's on a dry run right now, but he's good still. He just needs to tap into being great. Make Deshaun Watson great again. He has to. Or they're going to have to move on. This team's too good. He's got to step it up. He's got to really tap into his potential. And you can't really disagree with that because the potential of this whole team is Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl. Browns fans will say it. And that's where we're at here. And we've seen his potential. We got to get back there. Honestly, when I'm looking at this team, it is Super Bowl bust or deep into the playoffs. I'm not really happy if I just barely make the playoffs and I get booted out. I'm not happy. I'd rather lose every game. That's not a happy moment. This is a very good team. You got a lot of good pieces on both sides of the ball. This team could be very dominant. Things just got to ramp up. Things got to be efficient. You're looking at the running back depth chart. They got some veterans there, even with the Nick Chubb injury there, that you can still get reliability out of. You still got some upside with, too, that can keep things going. The fact that they're picking up dependable running backs, too, lets you know that they feel like they can make a deep run. They're not trying to get some splash upside. They're not trying to take gambles. They know they just need guys that can run the schemes, that can be dependable. But Deshaun Watson's that dude. He's that dude. He's got that upside. He's just got to get back to it. He's got to climb that mountain. And the thing about that, you see the arm. It's back. It's back from that injury. You don't have to question that anymore. They're allowing him to get the run in this offense. We're seeing that. They got Jameis Winston as the insurance option in this offense. The insurance piece, which is a damn good insurance option, like one of the top insurance quarterbacks. They call it backup insurance quarterback because some backups are different than others. I just kind of made that up. It's not like I really know anything. But he's one of the tops at that in the league because veteran presence, pushes the ball downfield, nasty with that, very confident, has experience, and that's worth more than what you think. We're looking at Watson here. He's got to turn it up. But he is putting in that work. You're seeing that. I really love what the Browns do with their social media around there, with the media, with the reporters, with the beat writers. I really love what they do with them, allowing them to get access, more access than just about any other team. There's a few other teams that get about this much access, but the fact I got 10 minutes of clips from Deshaun Watson from OTAs and Minicamp, that's the most I've got on any player. And there are some clips that I don't have because they're starting to all look the same because there's so many. So you're going to see a lot of Browns clips in training camp. You saw a lot last year. You saw a lot the year before. They were excited about David Bell getting clips out on him when he was a rookie. And they were excited about getting Cedric Tillman clips, Elijah Moore last year. I really commend them. And we're getting a better read on these players. The one thing I can say, don't worry about his arm. Don't worry about him coming back to health. He's already shown that. We're seeing the wide receivers like David Bell, Cedric Tillman and company get some work. Get some work with him in the offense. Getting some reps in. Which to you, when games are playing, may be meaningless. However, if you really think about this, more reps, more time, more coaching, more opportunity to learn means if something happens, if the wide receiver depth chart gets injured, there's a lot of injuries, you have wide receivers that are a little bit more experienced, that has a little bit more time with that quarterback, a little bit more time running the routes, learning the schemes and everything. A little bit more time, which means when that big moment needs to happen, their odds are a little bit better. That's what that means. That's what that means, and they're getting that. We're seeing those looks, and it's every day. It's every day. They're pushing the ball around. These guys are getting opportunities, which is good to see. I mean, it's like that with other teams, but we don't get to really see it. We don't get to really see it. But here it is. Let me know what you think about Deshaun Watson, the Browns, the wide receivers, whatever it is that comes to mind. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.